Okay.
Okay, Mayor, we have all the commissions and it's 6:30.
Okay, it is Tuesday, September 29th. And our first meeting is the second budget hearing. And Roseanne, would you call the roll, please?
Yes, Mayor Harvey,
Present.
Vice Mayor Kennedy,
I'm here.
Commissioner Ross,
Here.
Commissioner Samaria,
Here.
Commissioner Tudor.
Here.
Okay, Commissioner Samaria, you want to lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hoorah.
Okay, Ed, do you want to read the first ordinance 2020-04, the second reading?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, Commissioners. An ordinance of the Village Commission of the Village of Biscayne Park, Florida, establishing the 2020-2021 millage rate at 9.70 mils for each $1,000 of assessed valuation upon real and personal property within the village limits of the Village of Biscayne Park, providing for an effective date.
Okay.
I think you may have misspoken, Ed.
I'm sorry?
Ed, I'm sorry. I think you may have misspoken. You said 9.07 mils. It's 9.7.
Yeah, 9.70 mils.
Right. Do you want to?
You have to open for the public.
Yes. Open for the public hearing relating to 2020-04. If anybody wants to speak on that, please motion
Okay.
with your,
Let me unmute Mr. Bobby Anderson. Okay, Mr. Anderson, you in?
Yes, okay. I'm just want to verify and remind the commission that what our accountant said, finance director said, do not lower the millage rate. We're so close to what our expenditures are, and we have so many unknowns out there. Like, we're using Waste Pro to charge an X amount of dollars, but we don't know what Waste Pro is going to go to or whatever another company's going to go. We have to make up for the difference. And revenue, we're not sure where our revenue is either. So I encourage the commission to leave at 9.7 mils the tax rate. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chuck Ross?
Good evening, Chuck Ross, 11166 Griffin Boulevard. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Welcome again, our new attorney. I agree with Bob 100% that we should maintain the millage at 9.7. Particularly, I think we learned that there was a person missing from the budget earlier today, and their payroll needs to be added. So that's one reason. The other reason, exactly some of the things that Bob Anderson said earlier, we're unsure of where we're going to fall within our sanitation budget, because we don't have we estimated the assessment because we don't have a contract yet for a new sanitation company or a renewal with the existing sanitation company. We also have well, basically, those are the reasons, and I agree with what Bob said earlier. I won't delay my my speech a little longer. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay. We have Jenny Anderson.
Thank you, Janie Anderson, 11th Place and 119th Street. I know in an election year, lowering the millage rate is incredibly tempting, but when you guys heard our finance director say, you don't have a lot of wiggle room in this budget. What you do have is a tremendous amount of unknowns, revenue-wise and expense-wise. Now, perhaps if we had had a manager in place by now and sanitation had been settled, you'd be in a better position and you might have been able to lower the millage. But we don't have a manager and we don't have sanitation settled. Please don't take the risk, as tempting as it is. The potential for backfiring is too great. It's got to stay at the 9.7. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see anybody else raising hand, Mayor.
No, neither do I. Okay, do we need a motion for this, Ed?
Take a
I'd
vote.
like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance 2020-04, setting the millage rate for fiscal year 2020-2021 at the rate of 9.7 mils.
Is there a second for that?
I'll second.
Commissioner Tudor seconded it. Want to take a roll call, or can we do it by voice vote?
It's a roll call. Mayor.
Roll call.
Okay,
Mayor Hopkins,
yes.
Vice Mayor Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Ross,
Yes.
Commissioner Samaria,
No.
Commissioner Tudor,
Yes.
motion passed 4-1.
Okay, Ed, you're up again on 2020-05. Second reading.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2020-05, an ordinance of the Village Commission of the Village of Biscayne Park, Florida, adopting a budget for fiscal year 2020-2021 for the Village of Biscayne Park, Florida, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
Okay, I'll open it up to a public hearing relating to 2020-05.
Let's see if we have anybody raising
Does
hand.
anybody want to speak on that? I don't see anybody. I'll take a motion on that.
Mayor, it's my understanding that there's a slight amendment to the budget.
Right,
And I think that any motion would have to be to include that amendment.
okay, I'll make the motion to pass it, but also to add the amendment that was from the error today on the, let's see now, the road fund budget, correct?
Madam Mayor, could you say what the correction is, please?
If I may suggest, through the chair, for our finance director to walk us through what that change will be, so that it is, on the public record.
Yep. Thank you.
Go ahead, Paul.
Thank you. Yes, in the road through Public Works, the two lines for staff positions when they were transferred from the salary schedule, that's a manual drag and drop, if you will. The formula got lost on one of the positions, so we identified we'll round it to a $40,000 correction. And because it happened to two lines, it's a net change of $9,838 on the general fund that is taken from your reserves. So the budget would have been short on paper, short $9,838, and we corrected that through that. There was one second change, which was in the deferred items, that the turf block was a $20,000 allowance. That's just for, just so everyone has the most recent record. So the budget draft that was corrected and sent around today is the one that would satisfy this amendment.
Okay, do we have a second on that?
I'll second it, but I want to ask a question about what Paul just said as well, please.
Go ahead, what's your question?
Paul, I don't think it was a $20,000 turf block.
It was
change.
10,000. Sorry.
It was It was $10,000. Okay, so everyone's clear. My other question is, this is a public hearing that requires advertising and notice for the public, and the budget was published. Does the fact that we made 3 or 4 changes in this, Ed, are we impacted in any way in having this be a legal budget tonight?
In my opinion, no. What we advertised was a proposed budget, and the whole purpose of this second reading is to make any amendments that are necessary between first and second reading. It
So
doesn't
we're
change.
good.
It doesn't change the amount of anybody's tax bill. It's more of a correction than it is a real change. A scrivener's
Okay,
error.
wanted to make sure that was clear. Understood.
Okay, you want to take a roll call vote, Roseanne, please?
If I could make a comment on that as well. That was one of my concerns. Thank you, Mac, for asking that question, because we did advertise certain components of the budget, one of which is physical environment, and I believe that's where the road fund falls in. So we're actually going to budget now like $40,000 above what was published, but thank you, Ed Dion, for clarifying that. And it makes perfect sense that it was proposed, and we advertised people to come and listen to the final decision, and so now we're making that adjustment.
Right.
Okay. There any other questions before Roseanne calls the roll? Roseanne?
Yes. Mayor Harping,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Ross,
Yes.
Commissioner Samaria,
Yes.
Commissioner Tudor,
Yes.
motion passed 5-0. Thank you.
Okay, I'll take a motion for an adjournment for 5 minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Can we come back in 5 minutes, or do we have to come back at 7 because that's how it's advertised?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mayor, we have to wait till 7 o'clock.
Have a good time. Okay, see you at,
Okay.
do we get a second for that
We didn't
motion?
close.
I'll
we didn't-
second.
Commissioner Samaria made the motion. I'll second, Commissioner Tudor seconded it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, see you at 7.